Over here, I want to say this to us, though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down.
Oh my God.
I don't want to really talk about this, but it's, I think there's a lesson to be learned. So if you're looking at the screen, then you can probably assume that we're getting ready to talk about Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar's been in the news because, as he boldly claims, he's the most, what does he always say? That he's out of the activists, black activists, he's a Pan-Africanist. But out of the activists, he's the most requested speaker and all this. We know who Dr. Umar is, right? He's a Pan-Africanist, and he is everything black. You know, black people should be marrying black people. All this stuff. Cool, that's your opinion. But he's made a case before about holding black men accountable and blaming black men for not standing on business in the household. And that's why women now have become what they've become in the black community, because the black man has been failing. But then it came out from his daughter, and it was at a point where people weren't even sure that this was actually his daughter, because a young lady came out saying that, hey, you know, Dr. Umar, he says all this stuff and in public, but he's actually not taking care of me, his daughter. I haven't spoken to him, said he's never been to a birthday party, all that type of stuff. So now Dr. Umar is getting a lot of heat, and I don't think he's handling it the best way, but I think there's something to learn in all this. And there was something for me to learn in all this. And I'll share with you that afterwards, but it just reminds me of anything that you're pushing to the people, you got to be embracing in your own life, or it may come back to haunt you. So that was what I got from it. But let's take a look at what in Dr. Umar's words, why this was such an issue. I want to bring up, which clip am I going to show first? We'll start off here.
Black boys to be the, or when you,
hold on, let me get a share for you. Oh no, we already got it up. All right, hold on. I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit.
Meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work, or you ain't got to pay the bills, or whatever. Pull back.
Let me bring it back.
An African man from the continent.
All right.
You're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to black men in America will not be tolerated over there.
Why the fuck is it tolerated? It's not tolerated here. That's what we're trying to tell them.
Well, over here, I want to say this to us, though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man.
Damn, Umar, all this sounds good. He's probably right. But does your credibility go out the window when then we find out that you're not taking care of your daughter, or you're not in your daughter's life? Now, we understand, and I think he said that the mom has kept him away. All that's cool, but you've never expressed that online. You express everything else. You call out everybody else's stuff. Does this take away from your credibility? And this, like I told y'all, there was lessons to be learned here. I had to look at myself. I'm like, all right, boom, okay. I need to make sure that I'm improving in this, improving in that before I'm jumping up here. So we got to learn the lessons from everything. But this is why it's good, in my opinion, to put this stuff out, because you create that standard for yourself that you got to live by based on the things that you're saying here. So maybe this will be something good for Umar. Maybe this situation will be the thing that allows him to get back in his daughter's life, allows him to reflect on maybe certain things that he could have done better. So, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it'll just help other people, but just something to think about as we're going through it.
Man, you ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that, and then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection. See?
And that's actually a good question. Well, when I say, not saying that I asked a good question, but should he lose? And when I suggested that question, as far as, should he lose some credibility? I'm not saying that he should, but human nature may just cause us to do so. Dr. Umar could be saying all the right things. He could be right. And that's something that actually occurs a lot in life. For y'all, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all the question. Can you take advice from somebody who may be right? Like, you may be thinking that they're giving you the right advice, but you don't feel that they're actually living it themselves. Can you take advice from them? Should you take advice from them? Because that advice could still be valuable. I know a lot of unhealthy people that know a lot about health and wellness. I know a lot of, I'm not going to say I know a lot of, but I know there's a lot of people with a lot of good information out here that haven't been able to apply it themselves. But if you took their good information and were able to apply it, maybe it would be successful for you. I don't know. I'm just asking. What are y'all thoughts on it?
See, what you're saying, you're selecting a poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one. So of course you're going to.
And Eb, shout out to Eb in the building. And Eb, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, the truth is the truth, no matter the messenger. And this is why this is why I didn't want to touch on this topic. I'll be totally honest, because I think that in a lot of ways, I credit Umar for some of my early stage, like, awakening 101, where Umar was questioning so many things, standing on certain stuff. I'm talking like 15 years ago, or maybe about 12, 13 years ago, when I'm sitting here. Umar was instrumental in my development at a particular stage in my life. Now, I don't rely on Umar now as much, but that doesn't mean that I should take away or ever discredit him for the impact that he did make at one point. I think that can be the case with a lot of different things. Kev Samuels, when I first started listening to Kev Samuels, I was listening to his videos all the time. But then naturally, I just kind of didn't need to hear as much. I just was like, not that I was against what he was saying. I just didn't need to hear it as much. Like, it's kind of like I look at it like, okay, I hear that to get me to this point. Then maybe I need something else to get me to the next stage, the next level. That's how I look at it. But it's the sad part is that the messenger does matter. And I'm not even going to say if it's sad, because maybe the messenger should matter, because we should almost be, it should force the person who's giving the message to live to a particular standard. Like, I think about it, it's easy to just go back to the health stuff. Or let's say you're on a team and somebody's telling you, hey, you should be working, harder. You should be doing this. But if they're not doing it, it's something, I don't know. To each their own. But Eb, I'm like you. I'm going to try to get the game regardless. Like, I'm just trying to get the game. If it comes in one source or not, but it's just, I don't know.
end up with a poor mate. And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us.
I understand
we have not been on our job as black men.
I mean, according to Umar, based on what he's saying, then I guess we got to hold him accountable. I don't know.
The men are the providers. What have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father, but guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years?
Damn, Umar, this is Eb, and you said it, Eb, before. So Umar, it's like y'all know what it is. It's Dak from the OG Network. And I just want to thank y'all. That's right, to thank y'all for all of your tremendous support over the years, whether you've been rocking with us from the beginning or maybe this is the first show that you're checking out on the network. We want to thank you nonetheless. And we have an ask, all right? We have a goal of reaching 20,000 subscribers by the end of March. That's right, 20K by the end of March. It's not a real goal unless you put a date on it. And with that, we need your help. So we ask that if you are enjoying the content that you like, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're feeling real generous, maybe share with some friends and family. All right, I'll let y'all go. And once again, thank you for your continued support. And we look forward to growing with y'all. See y'all soon. Ew. I almost want to save the combo that I was getting ready to say, Eb, later because he mentions it. But Umar's going to give an excuse later about the mom kept me from the kids. And it's like, I don't. Umar, use your voice. Use your voice. And Umar doesn't seem like the type of guy that would take no in any other situation. So to allow this to happen, not speak on it publicly, it seems as if your daughter wanted to have a relationship with you, to just be totally honest. Now, the mom may have played a role early on, but I think that the girl is either 18 or 21 or something like early 20s. So, and the girl's pretty much saying, I want to have a relationship with you. His daughter. I'm talking about his daughter. So it just seems like, Umar, you may want to look in the mirror and give yourself this pep talk.
And the minute she raised her voice, we say she not humble enough. She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs
if we was loving our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
And this is why a lot of people say that Umar panders. Umar panders, especially when you're not living it out yourself. People are going to say that you pander. Let me play this other clip that I think this was Nick Cannon interviewing Dr. Umar, and he was asked why he didn't marry his children's mother. Let's take a look at this, and then we'll take a look at his most recent post regarding the situation.
My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore.
Yeah, hold up, man. Hold up, Umar. Hold up, Doc. Nah, bro. Nah, you can't say what you just, I mean, you can say whatever you want to say, but I don't know. Are y'all help me out here? Is this contradiction? Is this hypocrisy when he's talking to the other young brothers and he's telling them, nah, this is men's fault. We got to be the fathers in our kids' lives. And now he's on Nick Cannon's show when he's asked about why he didn't marry his children's mother. I told them I'm not going to make a lifelong decision based on me just having a kid with you. Yo, let's run it back.
My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy.
But you made that lifelong decision, and then you slipped up, cool. But you got her pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, for you to, all right, so this is what I'm trying to say. For you to stand on the black man having to be that, not only the father role, but be that husband role for the black woman, for you to be pushing that and to be putting that blame, which I put on black men as well, for you to be doing that, and then to say that you're not just going to marry somebody and make a lifelong decision with these two women just because you have kids with them, is like, you should, if you're going to feel the initial way, then you got to make sure that you're being responsible to not get them pregnant, in my opinion. Because once you get them pregnant, that is a lifelong decision. Maybe you don't see it as that, but there's actually literally a life being, you brought two lives into the world. You brought two of them. And it's like, if you're not gonna, if your intent, if you're looking at it like, I don't want to marry these, maybe marriage isn't the issue. Maybe marriage he doesn't believe in. I don't know, but it's just not adding up. Like, it's not adding up for me. Maybe I'm just not good at math. Maybe the Department of Education just failed me, but this stuff isn't adding up.
I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be.
Yo, he said this. They arrogantly said this ain't gonna work. All right, hold on. Let me catch up with these comments. So Shy wrote, "That's crazy." Just Joy, shout out to Just Joy in the building. That was backwards. Shaking my head. Maybe he changed his mind later in life. Yo, it just sounds crazy. Like, this is why I did not want to do this topic. Like, I kept putting Umar on I don't know if y'all noticed, I put him on the thumbnail for like 2 weeks straight. And I just never talked about it because I'm like, damn, like I don't know. This is
to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you.
I'd like to explore, to date. I'd like to move in with you. Umar, where's this provider and protector energy that you were coming with in the last video?
To learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they
we have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. Maybe that's
we have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be your wife, and I need to be your wife now. Had they been a little bit more patient and humble with me, either one, they would have became my wife. I don't know if they know that. They know it now because they're going to see this. Right. If they would have just been a little bit more respectful of where I was coming from, they would have got married. I would have married either one because.
So you went from blaming the men in the last video, but when it comes to your own life and the women that you had babies with, now you're blaming them. You're saying they were arrogant. You said, had they been more respectful, had they been more patient, then they would have got to marry the King Kong of consciousness, Dr. Umar, the most requested speaker. And y'all know what?
They were the mothers of my daughter.
That's a rough one. But we got one more video. So this is the recent video, and it's 21 minutes long. We are not watching probably more than 3 minutes of this. I'm gonna be totally honest. We got to move on. Yeah. But this is what Dr. Umar recently put out. Now, I didn't even show y'all the video where he said, hold on, maybe if I could find this video, y'all gonna laugh. He said that black men gotta stick together. Let me see if I can find this video. Hold on. Dr. Umar, black men must unite. So I guess he was getting a lot of backlash from a particular group. And then he made the comment. Let me see if I can find it. He made the comment that black men, we got to unite. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So hold on. I got to play this for y'all. And it's on Anton's page, so it's gonna have a lot of people in the background with the Zoom. But before I play this recent one, I gotta play this one right here for y'all. Hold on, because Umar, like in the first video, he panders to a lot of women, especially black women. That's the majority of his followers in a lot of ways. Well, I can't even say that's the majority of his followers. But if I had to look at who he tries to lead, I would say him, like the Democratic Party. I think a lot of the younger men are leaving his support, and he constantly panders to the black woman. I'm just in my opinion. Maybe that's not the case, but that's what I see. Hold on. I didn't realize I'm not sharing it. Where's the... All right, here we go. Sorry about that.
I didn't want to marry Mama Smurf when she had my child. I didn't want to marry Mama Smurf after she had my child. And I damn sure don't want Mama Smurf now. So you don't need to be asking Mama Smurf if we in a relationship. Absolutely not. Any woman
Just Joy. He said you don't need to hear from her.
His child has no right to be a wife to anyone. I'ma say it again. Black men, it's time to unite. Guess what I'm about to do for all of you?
Where my alpha males at? Who is getting sick and tired of being alienated from your children? What black men are sick and tired of paying child support?
Hold up, bro. Hold up. That energy was different in that first video, Umar. Now you want to unite all black men who've been forced to pay child support? Yeah. Because you got caught up and exposed?
And can't see your child. Where you at, black men? Give me some black fists. If you tired of family court, you tired of custody court, you tired of child support court, I'm going to start a movement. Oh, y'all done woke up a sleeping giant now. Y'all done woke up. I'm starting a black man anti-family court movement. We are sick and tired of being taken advantage of.
That's all we playing on that one. Now we're going to move to the video, the recent video. And then we really got to move on. This is why I can't play Umar, because you get too caught up. He's too engaging.
We have to respect the sacredness of the African woman's vagina. No, I'm going to go real rap. We must respect the sanctity and the sacredness and the divinity of the black woman's vagina. We must do that. Because if I look back, the situation I'm going through right now, brothers, I'm talking to my unapologetically African anti-snow bunny males right now. I'm talking to my unapologetically African anti-snow bunny males. The situation I'm going through right now is because at that time, 14 years ago and 23 years ago, I did not have the respect for the sacredness of the black woman's vagina like I should have. And the universe punished me for it. I'm being honest right now, family. Black queens, are you with me? I can admit to the black woman right here, right now in Los Angeles, the reason I'm going through what I'm going through is 14 years ago and 24 years ago, I didn't have the level of respect for the black woman's vagina that I have now. So I know that this is karma. This is karma. Even though I was done wrong, I could have never been done wrong if I didn't do wrong. Let me say it again. If I would have made better decisions, black men, young kings, listen to me, young kings. Listen to me, young kings. I don't want you to go through what I'm going through. I don't want you in a situation where your babies are kept from you because you didn't wife out. I don't want that. So you must respect the sacredness of your Shango stick. I'm not going to respond to the silly.
Oh, he got the wristband on. All right, hold on. All right. Y'all remember when we used to wear the wristbands and stuff in high school, middle school, whatever. All right. All right. So there's a lot going on here. Dr. Umar's clearly processing this. Cool. What I'm seeing is that he wanted to fight against the black woman and unite with the black men and create this anti-family court, all this. But then he realized, like, oh shoot, like I'm losing a lot of my black female supporters. Let me change this up. Let me apologize. Let me do it. Now I'm gonna take accountability for it. So if he's taking accountability for it, it took a little bit to get there, but I think there's things to learn from. I think there's things to learn from it all. So I don't know. Shout out to Mama Lay in the building. I didn't see you earlier. Yep, it's still creating a fatherless home. A lot of shaking my head, a lot of laughs. Joy said, I like to hear what his baby mama's got to say. A lot of laughs. The university, the universe punished me for it. Yo, the universe will punish us. So I'm not saying that he's wrong. You know what's wild? You know what's so wild is that in all of those videos, from the first video where he's talking about, black men, we got to do better. It's our fault why black women are moving the way that they move, and because we haven't been the protectors and providers, to the next video. What was the next video that he's trying to? That wasn't the one where he's trying to unite black people. I think the next video was that the next video where he's trying to unite the black men against. The next video was him saying why he wouldn't marry or why he didn't marry his.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.